So, another prologue, another pilot, another tester, preview, trailer, practice. So, another part of what me and Dan have put together is on a Friday morning when I'm having my cup of tea, cup of coffee, whiskey, if it's been a really bad week, I will do this sort of thing, most likely in my living room if I'm honest, and just remind you guys what's coming up for this weekend. Now, to me it feels like things have been a little bit dry recently, so we've had what I feel is a bit of a dry spell. We've been really honoured and spoiled over the last probably year and a half, sort of 18 months, with regards to the Saudis getting involved, and I've got mixed opinions on that, but we'll come to that over the next few months, I'm sure. And we've come to this spell where there just doesn't seem to be a lot going on, but we have got a really good card of boxing tomorrow. It's on DAZN. It is going to be pay-per-view. It's Itauma Whyte, even though BoxRec has got it as Whyte Itauma, but by the by, cracking little card of boxing. I'm not going to talk you through my predictions because we have done a video for it. I don't know if the video will ever get released, but just to break down the card for tomorrow, we've got top in the bill, we've got Dillian Whyte versus Moses Itauma, which I think is a much tougher fight than people are expecting. I think the realism of it is people think Dillian's done. I don't think he is. People are calling him old. He's 37, and Usyk's just come off of a phenomenal performance against Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois is 27, Usyk's 38. Age is but a number. Manny Pacquiao proved that as well. And look, I'm not saying that Dillian Whyte is the elite of the elite, but we've seen it throughout heavyweight history with regards to the likes of George Foreman, Muhammad Ali's second coming, even a little bit with Mike Tyson. Now, again, Dillian is not at that level, but he's a two-time interim world champion with the WBC. He's a WBC world title challenger. Appreciate it didn't go particularly well, but I think there's a little bit more left in the tank, and maybe a little bit more bite left from Dillian. But again, great main event, so tune in, give that a watch. Co-main, I believe, is going to be Nick Ball versus Sam Goodman. Again, really good fight. I don't know how Sam Goodman's gone and pulled this off, because it's his first competitive fight at featherweight. He's been campaigning down at super bantam. Due to a really poor cut, he wasn't able to fight Naoya Inoue in December last year, I believe. Got the opportunity. I think Nick Ball's going to be too much for him, but an amazing fight, and again, one to watch. I just don't think Sam Goodman's at the level Nick Ball is. I think Nick Ball currently is the only male champion in Britain, world champion, I should say. And I think he's special, I really do. I think he's the best British fighter, pound for pound, currently. I think he's phenomenal. We've then got I think it's a mismatch. Hrgović, David Adeleye. David Adeleye has not got a good win on his record. Absolutely none. Like, you look at his record, he's got Sokolovsky, he lost. Jamie TKV, if you're an Adeleye fan, you argue the toss. Should have been disqualified. He was losing that fight against, for me, probably the worst heavyweight to have ever competed for a British title in Jamie TKV. Absolutely shambles. I watched Jamie TKV against a guy called, I think it was Igor Mercado, a Brazilian heavyweight. Like, Jamie, come on, like it's not good enough. David Adeleye will not go past 3 rounds with Hrgović. I said I wasn't going to give my predictions, but here we are. However, if he does, and if he stops him, brilliant. But that is the only way David Adeleye wins this fight, and that is by stoppage. Final main fight on the card is Ray Ford versus Abraham Nova. Abraham Nova's changed his style a little bit, so he's gone from that sort of boxer to starting to use and enforce his size a little bit within this weight class. So this fight's at super featherweight. Abraham Nova's just stopped his last opponent. Appreciate not on the level of Ray Ford. He's coming in for a fight. He's coming in for a war. For me, Ray Ford wins. I don't think he stops Nova. I think it goes the full distance. I think it goes the full 12 rounds. I think the difference is feet. I think the difference is footwork. I think Ray Ford, I've been saying it for years, and there's no shame to losing to Nick Ball, obviously, in a really close fight. I think Ray Ford's special. I really, really do. I think he's absolutely phenomenal. And what he was doing coming through as a really young fighter, stopping Reece Bellotti in, I believe, 3 rounds, absolutely crazy. There are some other fights on the card, but I'll be honest, you can watch that yourselves tomorrow. Like I say, it's going to be live on DAZN exclusively around the world. The home of boxing, the global home of boxing. So stay tuned. We'll hopefully release some content over the weekend. If we don't, it's probably because we're not quite ready. But we will have content coming out, whether that be through Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We'll begin tagging our socials where we can. But like, follow, subscribe. Thanks again.